السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالك يا عبد الله? It is inevitable that you and I will fall into sin, and that's normal. We're not perfect. Jannah is literally full of sinners who returned and repented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember guys, we are not Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We are the children of Adam alayhi salam. No matter how pious, no matter how righteous we are, there will be a point, a period in our lives where we will sin. It's all about how you retaliate, because at the end of the day, this life is a test. Allah wants to see if you'll come back to Him crying, begging with pure sincerity and constant tawbah, asking for a fresh start. Merely walking towards Allah Azza wa Jal means He will come back running to you. He's Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim for a reason, or you can just choose to ignore Him and just move on with your day. I would advise you to do the first one. However, it becomes a problem when sins form into an addiction, and if that's the case, it needs to be dealt with immediately. I feel like a lot of you guys will relate to what I'm about to say. You know when you just clock halali, you finally realize what you're doing is haram. You say to yourself, I want to make change, I want a pattern, I'm going to quit this sin today. Next day you fell into it.
Really, Nick?
Hold on, was this literally not you an hour or so after that whole speech? Oh hey Najma, have you seen my charger? Get out! Which will just leave you feeling so demotivated and like you're in a never-ending loop. This is going to sound a bit mean, but it's tough love. I care for you. All 62 of you.
So please, whatever.
Keep yourself accountable. What did you expect was going to happen? This is a habit, an addiction that you built over time. So now we need to reduce it over time. This isn't something that you can just get rid of overnight. This is a whole hustle. Let's say your sin is music. You listen to it 24/7. Go for 24/6.
Stupid.
Just let me land. I don't want you to quit just yet, because remember, this is a habit, an addiction that was built over time. What we need to do is to slowly bring in a good habit to get rid of the bad habit. Simply dedicate one day every single week. Subhanallah, I've clocked it. We can literally do it on Friday and we'll call it No Fitna Friday. I'm a genius! Praise me! No, I'm joking. And yo, pre the alliteration as well. I listened to my English classes. I could have got a grade 9, but COVID happened and missed based off predicted grades. But they used the mocks. Who takes mocks seriously? Why did you gotta do me like that, miss? So when that becomes easy, gradually increase it to 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7. I was about to do 6 again. 7. Why is that you? No sin for a whole week. MashaAllah. Give yourself a pat on the back, mate. You deserve it. But if you think that's all you really need, look at the time span of this video. You've got a lot more to do. Lock in. Did I get it right? I'll be like here right now. Here? I don't even know. Out of all the pieces of advice I'm going to give you all, this is the one I wholeheartedly believe will help you get rid of that sin you're struggling with for good. The one that will resonate with me and will forever be implemented in my life for as long as I live. And that, my friend, is to busy yourself. You see, the whispers of shaitan can come from various angles. One way the waswas is going to get to you is when you're doing absolute niche. Absolutely nothing. When you're just sitting around, no plans, no goals, no productivity, shaitan's going to do this.
Bazana! Bazana!
Please tell me the days you are productive, the days you're cleaning, taking care of your health, working towards things you know that will benefit you in this life and the next. When do you actually ever think about sin? Exactly, you don't, because your mind is occupied with khair. And let's not lie, that's way better for you than some short-term gratification that may feel good at the time, but busying yourself with good will always help you in the long run. Long-term gratification, more than sign, short-term gratification. Everyone knows the hood classic, with hardship comes ease, and whoever leaves a haram for the sake of Allah for a halal, Allah will grant you something beyond your expectations, exceeding the finest luxuries haram can give you. Don't you want that? And last thing, no one's telling you to be sitting there, nose in the book, ding, 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 ding. La 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 ya akhi ya ukhti ya habibti ya hayati. Wait, hold on. Discover a new hobby. Go outside, play a sport, touch grass. Actually, hold on, scratch that one. If you're living in the UK, the weather is always terrible. Go out with friends, make friends if you don't have any. Get out of your social bubble. Hey, I'm talking to you, Aisha. I don't think I left out the guys, you too, Hamza. Don't worry guys, I just searched up the most typical Muslim male and female names, so it's not targeted at anyone. You guys are always praying for tahajjud for a spouse, but you're not going out of your way to befriend the aunties and the uncles at the mosque. You never know, one day you go out there, talk to the uncles during Taraweh. You never know, it could be her dad, your future father-in-law. Same with the ukhti. You go out to the sister's side, you're befriending an auntie. It could be his mom, your future mother-in-law. Then you unite, unity. You guys just linked halalli. You're welcome, I put you all on game. If you wanna find a good spouse, you gotta use the parents and the aunties, they know everyone. As long as it's all within the halal guidelines and it's not distracting you or stopping you from practicing your deen, no, I don't see the problem, akhi. No problem at all. As we previously mentioned, the whispers of shaitan can come from various angles. We just covered the topic of how he can attack when you're doing nothing. Now we will discuss how the whispers emerge when you are completely alone. See, I put the air quotes because you are never alone. Allah is always watching. This one's more so for the brothers and possibly sisters, I don't know, that, you know,
tickle the pickle.
Remember when you made sure no one was at home, no one was around, no one was nearby, isolating yourself in your room because everything was locked off. To do what? I don't even want to say it, but hopefully that insinuated what I was talking about. I feel like we don't understand how disrespectful we are being towards Allah when we do that. Like, this is so disrespectful. We are challenging the one that is all hearing, all seeing. No matter where you go, no matter who you are with, no matter what you're doing, Allah is always watching. Not just Allah, the angels too, recording your every single move. Every good deed and every bad deed that you commit is being written down as we speak. Depending on the sin, people will never even think twice to sin in front of others. But why can't we be like that for Allah? Why can't we be like that for the angels? Wallahi guys, we just need to work on our taqwa, because Allah will always be at the back of our minds whenever we make an irrational decision. It will help rewire us to always be in control of our nafs so we don't disappoint Him. So I highly advise people to be around good company. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty hard to find good company. A minimum, a law-abiding citizen that has decorum. Because you're on the path of the religion of your friends. If your friends are good, you will be good. If your friends are bad, you will be bad. Don't get me wrong, sometimes it's really good to be alone, to really work on yourself, to really work on your worship or whatever passion you want to achieve. Let's not lie, you say, I gotta go ghost, man. There's too many distractions. There are people that be putting them inspirational quotes on their Instagram stories. Bro, you're not working. You're doing nothing, bro. Wallahi, you work better with people. You see all these famous guys, all these successful people, or just anyone you know that has accomplished big things, they had help from someone. Whether it be a connection or network, whatever it may be, they had help from someone. So please guys, whenever you're feeling tempted to sin, be around people, because let's be honest, yeah, let's say you're in the living room and your mum is there. Are you gonna toss one off when you're in the living room? Of course you're not. That's disgusting. So being around people will give you that embarrassment just to say, you know what, no, I can't do it here. You know what I mean? The fourth step is to acquire ilm, aka knowledge. When you come with an open mind and actually take time to gain knowledge of the sin itself, why it's haram and the consequences you will face if you carry on, wallahi billahi ta'ala, you will never want to return to it ever again. Let's not lie, none of us like pain. Pain in the afterlife doesn't even compare to pain in the dunya. Bro, I start crying when I get a sprained ankle. Man flu got me thinking I won't be able to survive a millisecond in Jahannam. So imagine when Malakul Maut rips out your soul at the time of death. Really imagine yourself where you're experiencing the punishments of the graves, the squeezings in the graves, and the one thing I would hate for me to happen the most is at the time of questioning for Munkar and Nakir, is when your mouth is sealed shut. Like imagine you know the answer but you can't speak. You're literally there like, Ma Rabbuk, Ma Dinuk, Manabi. Bro, if it's looking like that for you in the grave, wallahi, you're cooked. It's simply because you didn't live your true life as a believer, and that's just the beginning. Imagine experiencing a day where you have to stand 50,000 years, the sun right on top of you, sweat literally eye level to you. You literally could have been the one in the shade, just there chilling, relaxing, because you did what you had to do. You're gonna be out there stressing, crying, because you didn't live your life as a true believer. And because you just wanted to say, doesn't matter, I'll worry about it later. But guys, one thing that will happen to you when you actually start to gain knowledge, no one telling you to be a scholar, just learn the fundamentals, the basics. But a lot of the time, we put ourselves into these situations. I've noticed this myself, and I feel like you'll notice it too. We put ourselves in situations where our iman will be tested. We put ourselves in fitna where your iman will be tested. You say to yourself, I can hack it, don't worry, I'll stop the next day. You keep delaying it, you keep procrastinating to the point that it's so difficult for your iman to come back. So that's one thing you really need to ponder upon. When you fall into sin, or when you're about to fall into sin, just think, is this really worth it? I don't think it is. The fifth and final piece of advice is to work on things that are compulsory, fard upon you. I'm not disagreeing with the fact that the Tahajjud prayer and all these additional deeds will change your life, because we know damn well the power of Tahajjud. We know that literally praying Tahajjud, banging it out consistently will make your life so good. You think Allah is giving you dunya. You think, I'm out cooked, what the heck is going on? Because your life is going so well. We know the power it can do when you pray on the last third of the night with a pure and sincere and wholehearted intentional dua. Crazy, man. But what's the point of doing all that when you're not working on things that are fard upon you? Like, mashallah, you wake up 4 a.m. to pray Tahajjud, bawling your eyes out to Allah, that's good. But what's the point if you're literally missing Fajr because you went out with the man them? I'm going to speak for all of us when I say we've done this a lot. Literally, we know it's time to pray, but because we're out, we're not bothered to find a place to pray or the nearest masjid, so we just ignore and delay it, and sometimes even miss it. Wallahi, guys, that's such a bad thing to do. Like, it's something I've really worked on now, because literally, imagine, I was in the library, and I just banged out Asr there and there in the library in public. I was like, yeah, I did that, bro. One time, literally, I was out and about. What's the nearest mosque? Even if we missed the salah, but as long as you pray at the end of the day, it's good. What's the point of building a very nice roof? You've got good solar panels, but you've got no base. It's just gonna fall. What's the point of trying to learn a knockout technique, but you don't even know the basics of a jab and getting fit, the skipping, the jump roping? You gotta learn the 1-2 before you get a knockout. I'm not gonna use any more metaphors, but you get what I'm trying to say. When you've built the foundation, working on things that are fard upon you, when shaitan comes, you know what you're gonna do. You know what you can do to ignore, reflect, and beat him up if he comes again. When he comes in, is that shaitan? What, get him! Bow, bow, bow! Shaitan finna got shot with a burner. Bow! Before I end the video, this video is more of an interactive session. I want everyone in the comments down below to give their points and tips to help battle addictive sins. I want this to be a very nice community interactive session where we can all benefit, learn, laugh. You know the vibe, it's Najmuddin. And with that being said, let's get that FIRDOUS bang!